All right, join me in your science textbook on page 362. What are landslides? The rate at which materials erode is affected by the speed and force of water or wind. You can see this for yourself if you turn water from a hose onto sand or dirt. A fast, hard stream of water will carry away much more soil than a soft, slow stream of water. Soil and rock can move downhill without being carried by water. This type of erosion is also affected by the slope of the land. Earth's surface is seldom perfectly flat. It consists of slopes that range from steep cliffs and mountains to rolling hills and meadows. The slope of the land affects how fast rock and soil move downhill. A steep slope erodes more quickly than a gentle slope. At one extreme, erosion can be so slow that it is barely noticeable. At the other extreme is the rapid downslope movement of a mass of rock, soil, and debris known as a landslide. Landslides can be very dangerous because they happen so suddenly and often involve large amounts of soil and rock. Each year, landslides in the United States cause 25 to 50 deaths and more than 1.5 billion in losses. You can see on your screen, here's an example of a mudslide. You can see where all this earth just got loose and came down, and you can see this road completely destroyed this road. Here's the road now, and it looks like they're getting ready to do some work to start repairing this road. Okay, continuing on page 363, factors in landslides. Gravity is the main force in landslides, but other factors play roles as well. So one factor is gravity. One of these factors is water. So another factor would be water. So gravity, water. Water seeps into sediment, filling spaces. The water allows sand and rock particles to slide by one another so that they can move downhill. Water also makes soil heavier. The added weight of the water alone can be enough to cause sediment to slide down a slope. This explains why landslides in California often follow heavy rains. Another factor in landslides is slopes that are extremely steep. So we have gravity, water, and slope being factors in landslides. As the angle of a slope increases, the slope becomes too steep to hold rock and soil. The rocks and soil fall downhill until the slope begins to even out and becomes more gradual again. What causes a slope to become too steep? One cause can be a stream flowing through a valley. The force of the water can cut away rock and soil until the valley wall becomes too steep. Another cause is waves pounding against the base of a cliff. Earthquakes can also cause slopes to become too steep. Very loud noises can also trigger landslides. Such loud noises include vibrations from traffic or machinery, or blasting, and even thunder. So there's another factor that can play into landslides, loud noises. Okay, turning the page onto page 364. How do glaciers reshape Earth's surface? Did you know that almost 10% of Earth's surface is covered with ice? Most of the ice is in glaciers, large masses of moving ice that form over hundreds or thousands of years. In fact, glaciers hold most of Earth's fresh water. Although a glacier moves very slowly, it can erode the land just as liquid water and wind do. One way to think of a glacier is as a slow-moving river of ice. Many small glaciers are found in high mountainous areas, where they usually follow valleys that were carved out by streams. Unlike a stream, a glacier typically moves very slowly, perhaps only a few centimeters per day. As the glacier advances, the entire ice mass slips along the ground, dragging loose rocks and soil along with it. The rocks and pebbles act like sandpaper, eroding the land beneath and depositing it downslope to reshape Earth's surface. Other glaciers exist as huge sheets of ice. These enormous glaciers flow out in all directions from one or more centers. Earth today has only 2 ice sheets, although during past ice ages, much of the land surface was covered by ice. As a glacier flows, the ice scrapes and tears rocks and soil from the surface of Earth. A glacier can carry huge boulders many kilometers until the ice melts and the rocks are deposited. In mountainous areas, erosion by valley glaciers often carves bowl-shaped valleys, sharp ridges, and other beautiful features. Because glaciers pick up and transport huge amounts of debris, they also change the landscape through deposition. In areas of North America that were once covered by ice sheets, glaciers have deposited layers of soil and rock that are tens or even hundreds of meters thick, creating small hills and flat fields. The rocky pastures of New England, the rolling farmlands of the Midwest, and the wide fields of the Dakotas were all created by glacial deposits. All right, thanks for following along. You can continue on your science lesson. Thanks again.